Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. So today I want to show you how to make beautiful patties. Growing up in Jamaica, I always curious as to how the patty is done, and I have family members that always work with patty companies, and I was fortunate enough to visit two of the biggest factories in Jamaica, the biggest commercial factories, and I've learned how to make the patties, and I would like to show you how to get beautiful, colorful, flaky patties at home. But stay tuned, watch the video to see how it's done. First, you want to start off with your flour, and in my bowl here I have 5 cups of flour, and you want to add your salt to that and mix that up. Here I'm adding, this is annatto mixed in with curry powder. At the factory I was told that they use annatto or food coloring to achieve that bright color, but today I'll be using the curry powder and annatto. At the factory this is run under a machine when I went there, but I'm just showing you how to get this at home. So here I'm adding some sugar. This sugar helps the dough to be soft. You don't want to use a lot of sugar. That was just a tablespoon of sugar. I was told that they use lard, but today I'm using butter mixing with lard. And you want to grate the butter, or you can chop it up so that it's all over the dough. Here I have the flour, the butter, the salt, the sugar, and the coloring in here. And now I'm going to mix this all up. And we will be using some cold water for this. Not extra cold, just barely cold. You don't want it to be too cold unless it's going to make the dough too stiff. And here I'm mixing in, and the lard is in this, the butter is in it, and it looks light right now, but once you add the water, then that's when you get that yellow color that you see on the patties. You want to make a well in the middle and add your water, and you want to do this a little of it at a time. You don't want to add too much, then it might be too much. So here's the rolling out process, and this dough I've used 5 cups of flour, so this is a big dough. I just want to give you the hang of it, and so you can get your flaky patty flaky. Okay, so we're just doing this half, and I will be using flour on it, and I'll show you right now. So first you want to flour your rolling pin, and you want to make sure your area is floured, because this might get a little sticky, and then you start rolling it out first. And this is how you roll it out, and you're gonna add your lard to the middle of this. You want to give it some folds first, unless you will not get it, it will not be flaky. Now we want to fold this over again before we begin to add our lard. So here I have the lard in here, and some butter, and I'm going to do the folding process, and this will help you to get a good crust. And just to let you know, you can also use shortening for this. And here I'm adding my flour here because it's getting a little sticky. And don't worry about the flour on it, because after it's baked, you will see your color still. So I add a little more butter and lard, and I'm folding this over, and we're gonna roll it over. The more fold you do, the better your patty will come out. Okay, so after rolling this out for 4 times, I'm gonna put it in the fridge, And this was just quarter of the dough I have because I'm making lots of patties. I have some visitor coming over and I'm making lots of patties, and I will be putting this in the fridge right now, and I will get back to it after I finish roll out the other four, and I will show you how to make that ground beef. Okay, so I want to start browning this before I start adding my seasons. And in order to get a juicy ground beef, that's one of the secrets right there. So you're getting lots of tips and tricks from this video, so please remember to like and subscribe to the video. Okay, so to my pot here I just add some garlic and onions, and I'm gonna turn this over. Okay guys, look at that, beautiful. So now it's time to add our seasons. This is the Jamaican Jerk Onion Powder. Into this now I'm adding some garlic powder. I'm adding some paprika because you want this to have a nice flavor. The Italian season, I'm adding that to it. And some soy sauce, and you want to turn it all over and let it cook evenly. To this, some Worcestershire sauce. That's Worcestershire sauce. If you look in here, it's almost done, but there's one important thing you want to add to this, and I'm gonna show you in a little bit, so keep watching. I'm adding a pinch of salt and just a little to taste, because those seasons are already salted, so you don't want to use too much salt. Guys, this is smelling really good. It smells out the house, I can tell you that. Okay, so in this bowl, what I have here is some plain breadcrumbs, and I mix that in with some chicken broth, and you can use chicken stock for this process. And I'm gonna put this in the pot right now to get that mushy consistency that the patties have. And I'm adding some of the chicken broth to that. Okay guys, so after adding the breadcrumb mixture, this is what it looks like. And you can add peppers. I know in Jamaica we like spicy food, but I have small children, so I don't want to add pepper to this, but you can add your pepper. And this is the consistency of the ground beef. This is how it looks in the patty, guys. So after this beautiful consistency, now it's time to remove and put the filling in the patties. So now that our ground beef is done and ready for these patties, now let's get the dough, and I will be showing you how I roll out the dough and add the ground beef. So my dough is actually bigger than what I want it to be, so I'm cutting this in half. Okay, so here I roll out my dough. At the factory, they would add the ground beef to here at the end here and then fold it over, but I'll be using a shaper to get my shape. Okay, just like this to get that perfect shape for those patties. Okay, and here is the shape that I'm looking for. So I'm gonna continue doing this, and then I'll show you when I'm adding the ground beef. So our patties are all shaped out now, and this is what it looks like. And it's time to add the ground beef, and I will be adding some cheese to this as well. I'm filling right now, and if you notice, I added to the edge right there, and I'm folding it over. Okay, and you want to fold it like this, press on. Just almost done with my batches, and this is my cheese one, and this is what it looks like. I add grated cheese to it. Okay, so here's my patties. They're all shaped with the ground beef inside, and I'll be baking these in a 350-degree oven for like 30 minutes. So if you notice, I've used food coloring to mark the dough. That is, I've cheese, these two are cheese, while the others are without cheese. Timer just went off, so it's time to take out these patties, and they smell good, they look delicious, and I'm gonna break in them and show you what they looks like. Okay guys, if you notice right here, the holes are, I've put some holes in here with my fork. I did not show you this part, but I did poke them. And you can do yours like this if you wish. They bake better this way. And they're all done now. They're hot, but I want to break in it and show you what it looks like. Oh, so hot. See? Yummy, juicy patties. This is exactly how it's done at the factory. And if you notice, it's flaky, super juicy, and I can't wait to bite in these. See guys, this is so flaky. See? This is juicy. Now, so my family and kids can have some of these patties, freshly made patties. And hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like and subscribe for more of these videos. And I have a lot of videos coming, so please remember to like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.